Hello, gentle viewers. This is Ev Guardian welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 24. It took me to remember which version we're on. With the Oakland A's. In the last episode, we went through the offseason, and our biggest acquisition is probably Andrew Painter, whom we acquired from the Philadelphia Phillies when we traded Nick Kurtz away. Now, he's already lost a fair bit of his potential, which is a bit of a bummer. But that's partly because he's actually turning his actual skills into actual, practical abilities, which is quite nice. I don't dislike that. If this team looks like last year's team, that's definitely a thing. However, there are a few minor changes. Perhaps the most notable is Trent Grisham. He was our one free agent signing. Now, Grisham represents a bit of a risk. And it's an undisputed risk, but it's also a fairly cheap one. Namely, he doesn't hit for much contact. That doesn't mean he can't be a viable player, but it means we're going to have to get really lucky if we're going to get anything more than, say, a win out of him. Now, a couple people have said, just play Max Clark. Actually, Max Clark is a lot better center fielder than I thought he was. Huh. Why the hell haven't I been playing Max Clark in center? That I don't know the answer to. But I'll tell you who is going to be playing center field from now on. It's going to be Max freaking Clark. I feel incredibly silly now. At no point did I recognize he actually wasn't that bad in center. Oh my god. Anyway. So that's a thing. That is undisputedly a thing. And that actually gives us some more options for what to do with the rest of the roster. So, thank you to the one commenter who kept saying, play Max Clark in center field. And I kept saying, don't be silly. But he's actually a really solid all-around outfielder. So yeah, Max Clark is going to be a fine center fielder. I love it. I love it. We've got a pretty balanced attack. I wish it were a little bit more balanced. I wish I could discover why the AI is obsessed with Jackson Merrill instead of playing Max Muncy, who's actually a better hitter, but it's fine. Our big issue right now is we have a lot of players that are all right around the same talent level. We need to start finding out who is and who is not the guy, and then make moves appropriately. We have a ton of really young, really talented players. This is going to take a while to get where they need to get. Okay. One other thing somebody pointed out is they said that that the trading reputation is broken. It doesn't actually work. And I just kind of found it obnoxious anyway. Boop-a-doop-boop-boop-boop-a-doop. I'm going to level with you. The one thing I really find the most irritating about OOTP is how challenging it is to find the exact thing you're looking for in the settings. Skibidi boop 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 boop. This is all fine. Oh, AI settings. Yes, here we go. Yeah, I think we'll do this, and we'll turn that off for now. I am not going to use trading hard mode. I think I would find that too challenging and uninteresting. I like that it's an option, but especially combined with other things, yeah. Okay. So that's that done. We do probably need to start thinking about some longer term moves for the club, though, before we actually start playing. Namely, these salaries are going to get out of hand really quickly. We need to identify the most important players and try to get them locked up for below market deals if possible. I would love to keep Max Clark, especially if he's going to be playing center field. I think he's significantly more valuable to us as a center fielder. However, Clark also has potentially one more year. Probably not, actually. We just have a lot of expensive players. We plan to start trying to trim some of the fat here. Why did I trade for Shane McClanahan, friends? Why? It's crippling this team in a way that any of my other many stupid decisions just can't. Yeah, Jay Allen probably needs to get traded. I don't have a real problem with him, but he's... Now that I know how good Max Clark can be, I'd rather not have him on the roster. Let's give him a bit of the old tradey trade and see what might transpire. Dan Tebow. Fastball, curveball. Pretty good velocity. Still fairly raw. But I think that's appropriate. Let's make it happen. There we go. Alright, so that's one last thing to worry about. Is there any other player that wants a fair bit of money that I know is not going to be part of my plans going forward? What if we locked up Peyton Green, actually? Can I get you for below market level? What if I asked for, say, a 6-year deal? That is really affordable. And he plays multiple positions, so it's not like we'd be bit in the ass if it turns out. So let's pass it. All arbitration years, 1 year free agency. What if I added another year to it? So this gives me all his arbitration years and 2 years of free agency. Let's look at player info real quick. Yeah, I think this is actually completely appropriate. I think he's going to be a good player no matter what. We're going to have some nice cost certainty. And he's still inexpensive enough that we can probably trade him relatively simply if it turns out he's not what we're looking for. That's the kind of deal we can feel good about. It basically gives us cost certainty and on a young player who still has lots of room to grow. I'm pretty happy with that deal. Max Muncy's an interesting character because his salary demands are getting really silly when he hasn't even played that often for us. I think they probably need to commit to one particular second baseman in the very near future. Maybe it's Carlos Jorge. But for right now, I think we're okay. Confidant is going to get weird real fast. I need to see a lot more consistency before I'd consider giving you the same deal. Because unlike Peyton Green, who's already had some level of experience in the majors, you haven't shown me a huge amount. You have not shown me a huge amount at all. So if we're keeping Peyton Green, the question becomes, do we keep Brady House? Brady House is a really interesting kind of player because the things he can do, if he does them well enough, are really valuable. But he's also going to constantly be on this razor's edge. Because of his low batting contact, and especially his mediocre discipline, if he's not hitting 20 to 30 home runs a season, he's not going to be a very good player. He's also relatively good third baseman. I don't feel any obligation to get rid of him yet, but I think Brady House's time with us might be fairly limited. What if I did ask for a nice extension for Max Clark? Oh, hell no. Not right now. Not right now. We will let the market come to us there. For a mid-market starting pitcher who could still be a very solid number 2, I don't hate this offer at all. And we're still getting him in his peak years. And the thing is, we need pitchers, right? That is not something that's optional. It is a thing that we need. He's been very durable. He's given 30-plus starts every year. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Let's lock him up a bit longer. Sorry, that goes... By the way, this button, easily worth the price of admission. Let's try to get the salary down just a bit to give us a little bit more flexibility for this year. How's that work for you? Okay. So there's some cost certainty for 2 of our players, and then we can start thinking about 2 for the rest of the team here very shortly. And we're just going to advance up till opening day. John Fisher expects me to meet the playoffs. My minor league system's probably a bit trash. Yeah, it's quite low down here. I probably need to do something about that. I probably need to start aggressively trading for prospects again. Which somebody pointed out in the comments, and let me say, it's an entirely fair criticism of me that I don't do manual trading more than I should. I have a tendency to get caught up in the game or cognizant of how long the episode isn't going, and I don't want to drag things down, but it's early in the season. I think it is worthwhile making some choices here. Alright, so the first question of the day is, what are we actually looking for? What is our ideal prospect? What would make us a happy team? I have too many second basemen. This is not up for debate. It's a fact of life. So I need to start identifying which second baseman is least likely to be here in another season or 2. I don't know what to make of Jackson Merrill. There's something to like about him. So this is our big problem. It's one of the big problems with the 5-point scouting system. It's easy to see a lot of players being in about the same boat when they're actually not that close to one another. So you have to dig deep and figure out what you're wanting. Okay. Where are we the weakest at? Let's go into... It's under reports. It's our positional ranking. Third base and pitching. Okay, that makes sense. We could use some more higher tier pitching. So let's make a trade. Let's try to make a trade. We're going to click on players. We're going to click on pitchers. Minor leaguers, prospects only. And we want somebody between the ages of 16 and 22. With a potential of at least, let's say, 50. And search. Now, would I love a pitcher like a Jake Berlin? You know that I would. I'm also highly unlikely to get somebody like him. He is an outstanding talent, but he's the kind of guy that people are going to want a king's ransom for. So probably need to set my sights a bit lower. Hi there, Nate Ward. Okay, that's us. I was going to say, wow, the Oakland A's are ridiculously stacked. Oh, wait a minute. That's because I am the Oakland A's. Why does it say my prospects for starting pitching is 30th? What? I was looking at the organizational ranking. Yeah, it says 30th. How am I, like, dead last in starting pitching and have that many good prospects? OSA must not think very highly of my pitching prospects. Here we go. Back to here. I don't know why Eddie Tharp isn't in the major leagues, but I will happily take him off. Oh, I can't trade for him because he just got drafted. Okay. That's fair. That's fair. Okay. So Boston would be a relatively decent team to trade with because they've got a whole bunch of pitchers at various stages of their career. So something I've said about going with Boston. They're also not in my division, doesn't hurt me as much. However, I can't help but notice a guy like Matthew Champion. I wouldn't mind someone who's a little bit more advanced because we are going to need a plug-and-play starter here in the very near future, in the next season or two. Alright, let's talk about Matthew Champion. So it's important to remember that our ballpark suppresses home runs. I think that's an important and very key thing to consider. So a pitcher doesn't have great movement isn't the end of the world for us. He does have plenty of heat, a nice curveball, and an okay cutter. We're going to keep looking, but there is something to like about that. You're not a starting pitcher, but thanks for playing. Oh, nope. No breaking pitch. Not even one of them. Stop movement control, fastball, changeup, splitter, cutter. Interesting. Ignacio Tejada, good stamina. Again, no breaking pitches, though. Julio Maldonado, even fewer breaking pitches. I mean, I guess 0. You can't get lower than 0. Zach Chin, probably. Now, you I like a lot. I think you're the first... Why are you fragile, though? Have you had injuries? Oh, you have had injuries. You've had several severe injuries. Oh, dear. I'm really tempted by him, actually. I think he's a really good pitcher, but no. That can't be a thing. If I'm going to give up something relatively good, I need to get something relatively reliable in return. Arturo Parra. Oh, you're a lefty, and you've got these kind of stats. This is the kind of pitching prospect I think I'd like to pursue. All right. So, I can't help but notice this is a team that lacks second baseman. What if I offered you Max Muncy? How does that work for you? It doesn't even move the needle. Okay. What if I offered you Muncy and Carlos Jorge? What if? So here's the issue, right? They're not going to want to trade a pitching prospect. So if we're going to get a pitching prospect, it's probably not going to be through trading. That's reasonable. That's fine. What else can we properly acquire? I mean, the other possibility is just shop the second baseman just to get rid of them. I kind of don't want to do that, but that may have to be what we have to do. I like Max Muncy fine, but I also recognize the fact that he's highly unlikely to be... maybe I do need to... Maybe we need to wait a little bit longer. I don't know. Let things sort themselves out a bit more. Let's play a month. Peyton Green has taken up our contract offer, which is very kind of him. Gives us a little bit of cost certainty. We always appreciate that here. Player development. There goes another 80. And another. Well, he's a 70, but... Am I not investing enough in player development? Is that my issue? Oh, yes, somebody actually brought this up. They said I should turn on commissioner mode because it wasn't letting me pay the people the amount I should be paying them. I forgot to do that, so that's on me. But that is something I'm going to look into at the end of the episode. And Andrew Painter has signed as well. Notice we're not getting interest bumps. These players are still a little bit too new to really like drive ticket sales. But that's okay. It's all about getting reasonably good players at cheap prices so that we have something to build off of. Okay. Skeens, don't do this to me, please. Painter's getting worse. Oh my god. Maybe I shouldn't run a baseball team. Maybe I need to... Holy shit. Hi there. Andres Venegas just officially became a very interesting pitcher. That's really cool, actually. I don't want to fuck around with Tommy White. If he's injured, let's put him on the IL. Oh, you're saying it's minimal. Okay, I guess we can wait till it gets worse or whatever. Only 1 month. I'm not gonna lose any sleep over this. Let's just keep going and see how the next month goes for the team. Okay. Yeah, the thing is, it's still just a minor strain, so as long as he's still playing relatively well, I don't see any need to put him on the IL. Juan Maria's going to miss a couple weeks. That's fine. Next man up, relief pitching-wise, is probably Dan Tebow. I mean, I could call Braden Egan, but I'm still deeply concerned about him, and I'm not willing to make the call yet. This needs to get fixed. I can live with this. I cannot live with this. Then again, my man here is a 17th round draft pick, so it's not like he hasn't already beaten several odds just to get where he is right now. I guess I'll go with Felix Castro, just as somebody just throw the odd inning here and there, and see where that takes us. All right, let's go to the end of May, and then we can start taking stock of how everything looks. I did know that about the Yankees. Max, not cool, dude. Not cool. So I do need a new outfielder. I guess that Derek Curiel isn't a terrible choice. He can get some major league reps. Player development, Alex Watson is improving his power. This is what we call bad news, guys. All of my prospects are getting worse because I'm not investing enough in player development. Oh well. We'll figure it out. Or we won't. So how's the team actually doing this year? Why the fuck is Alan Roden playing, like, at all? Okay, Mark, stop. I don't know what it is about him that you think is good, but he is not that. I need to get you better hitters. That's on me. Okay, your fetish with Alan Roden ends now. He's being traded for literally anything. Hey, we can always use plenty of catchers, right? Welcome aboard. Who plays outfield? While he is not available? Probably not Brady House. That is an interesting question. We're shockingly kind of thin in the outfield with Max Clark being out. And he's going to be out for a bit. I mean, Pedro Pineda isn't the worst idea. I suppose we can give it a try. Let him see how he works out. So I guess outfield is a bit more of an issue than I thought it was going to be. Alejandro Campos was another possibility. I'd just like him to hit a little bit more before I give him an opportunity. Yeah. Peyton Green is fine. He's not exceptional, but he is fine. And he will get better. I have no doubt of that. Confidant is pretty solid. Tommy White is already vastly repaying my faith in him. Merrill is fine. Almonte is fine. Moronta, not so much. But Tony's not that bad a shortstop, right? And we need to inject more offense into this team. See, here's my issue. If we were playing Gold Glove caliber defense, I would happily keep Moronta, but the thing is he isn't. The zone rating here isn't amazing. He's barely generating... He's basically getting us a third of a WAR with his defense. He makes the routine and the likely plays. He's not making many of the even plays. And once they get into the more extreme area, he's a little bit less reliable. Moronta is also getting kind of expensive. If I trade Moronta, I can bring up another one of the cavalcade of second baseman just to fill a spot. And then Batoni can play shortstop. I think we're going to trade Moronta. I will also ask for a regular, though, because if I can find a good player at some other position, I might be okay with that. I'm absolutely not paying an elite salary, though, unless the player is relatively good. I don't want to overreact to losing Max Clark. I don't want to pay big-time bucks for an outfielder. I guess the question is, what do I actually want? Like, what is my objective here? I wouldn't mind a nice starting pitcher. But not if I have to pay for him. What if you gave me Hunter Green but ate all of his salary? Okay. No, that's fair. That's fair. I had to try. But that's fair. hate the idea of getting Josh Naylor, to be honest with you. I don't think it's the ideal fit, but he does offer us a little bit more pop, and we could definitely use that. I'm going to look at veterans too and see if I can't find a good one-year type player, somebody that can really boost our team's performance this season, not necessarily next season. I could bring Fujinami back. I've heard of worse ideas. I keep coming back to Josh Naylor. Maybe that's the solution, and I just need to accept that he's the best fit. I mean, Joe Musgrove would be a very nice addition to the team, too. He's going to want a shit ton of money as a free agent, but he does offer us with a sizable upgrade in the starting pitching staff. If I knew I could sign him for like another year at a reasonable price, I'd probably be more inclined to go after him. Then again, all it's costing me is a shortstop. So there's not zero value in just acquiring Musgrove and seeing what happens. You know what? I think he's the choice. Right? I know. My pitching staff isn't the problem. The lineup is. I guess I need to focus on the prize. If I'm not getting a nice, cost-controlled young starter, you're a very tempting kind of pitcher, but I do think you're going to struggle a bit. I do think you're going to struggle a bit. Anderson Paulino. You're a really nice reliever, and I do feel like our bullpen is a little bit thin these days, so this might be one area we could... Let's get Paulino. We call up Paulino, and then Felix Castro can get fucked because he's not very good. Of the cavalcade of middle infielders in my system, who would be the best fit? Brody Kahn needs to get traded. I'm going to trade him right now because he's a very limited kind of player. Like, Brody Kahn's same value, he can play any position, right? Like, that's his value. But he can't hit. Like, he might draw the odd walk and maybe hit a couple singles here and there, but he's not good enough defensively to basically justify carrying dead weight in the thing there. I could use another first baseman in case somebody gets hurt, so I think Ty Daly does make some sense. Let's get a piece of that. Okay. I think Carlos Jorge gets called back up. I think this is his opportunity, maybe. Now that we've remade the team a bit, to go a little bit less hard on defense, I'm hoping. Let's see where this gets us. So let's go ahead and do Lee Noops and tell me who you want. Who you really, really want. So Batoni plays shortstop. At least against right-handed pitching. I know he's not amazing, but I'm hoping he'll be good enough, and Marusa gets some major positional value here. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. Okay. Plus, Asad gets Max Muncy back into the lineup every day, who's actually having a pretty decent season, so I think this is also a good thing for the club. We should be start hitting better now any day now. I'm actually glad we upgraded the bullpen. I didn't realize how weak it was. Starters are doing okay. Bullpen, not so much. Alright. Let us advance in baseball time and see where we are at the end of June. I think the most interesting team, if I ever had infinite money, I would love to see what would happen if we got major strikeout pitchers and then just punted on defense entirely. I think that'd be kind of wild if we could make it work. And you'll be back soon. Like, obviously the biggest injection is going to come when Max Clark is ready. Juan Mario, you kind of suck. I don't know why you're even in the bullpen to begin with. Blackmail? Maybe. Derek Curiel was hurt. Man, I don't know what the deal is with my outfielders this year. But it is what it is. If Alejandro Campos wasn't hurt, I would very strongly consider calling him up. Alas and alack, I cannot. I mean, Ty Daly isn't awful in the outfield, I suppose. He's just going to be there for a couple of weeks until, yeah. Interesting. I guess I never realized how similar Brady House and Derek Fabian are. I don't really need two of them. Alright. Right now, their offensive skill sets are virtually identical. The difference is, we still think that Brady House has a little bit more potential on him. Not so much for Derek Fabian. So, House is clearly the better hitter. Defensively, Brady House is a lot more... Oh, wow, Brady House is actually a really versatile player. Guess what? Get fucked, Ty Daly. Brady House is coming back. I had no idea that Brady House had the raw tools to actually be a pretty decent outfielder also. So yeah, we're just going to let you do what you want. You're also a decent pitcher. Oh, no, you're not. You're a terrible pitcher. Never mind. Okay. At no point did I ever say you're going to be in the starting rotation. I don't know what convinced you that I said that, but I didn't. I promise you you'd be the closer. You're not getting that either, but... yeah. Okay, Max Clark returns. So I'm actually going to send down Pineda. Because I want to keep Brady House and let him play, like, all the positions that he might want. The AL West is really tough this season. Oh, I have a lot of coaching decisions to make. Let's keep the minor league coaches around for a bit. Alright, Manuel Alvarez, you're actually pretty talented, so let's have a chat. You're a hitting coach, Gregorio Pettit. I'm not gonna keep you just to be a manager anymore. Dave Daniels is fucking incredible. I'd like to keep him around, please. Kevin Kuzmanov is whatever. Jason Haney is actually a pretty solid managing type guy. He might get a promotion if we keep him around. So we'll do that. Francis Arias is an incredible coach. Let's keep him on the club. Cooper Goldby is fine. I don't have a problem with keeping him around in the hopes he'll develop into something really even good, better. Even gooder. Scott Chambers is pretty solid. And Jose Vicente is another guy who's probably better served being a manager than he is being a hitting coach. I will lock him up for an extension with the idea of making him into a manager if we can. So the Major League coaching staff. Terry Bradshaw is not a great coach. He's not the best, but... Oh, who's the guy that Mark Kotze wants to hire? He wants his own bench coach, so I can't touch Terry Bradshaw. I could fire him, but I can't hire him. Scott Emerson, what's your relationships like? Andrew Painter and Paul Skeens like you, and you're also a pretty talented pitching coach, so I think keeping you around makes a lot of sense. You can have an extension, Reno. Joey DeMonte is really interesting to me. He's got legendary coaching, and he's really good at development. But our team has also consistently hit really poorly. Maybe it's time to move on from him. Like, he's got so much talent, but the thing is, he isn't actually helping us be our best selves. Our average has gotten really bad. Like, we're not hitting well. And I think the talent in this country and this team is good enough that I think we're going to let him go. A Bobby Crosby is also kind of not that great. So I think letting both of them walk will open up some opportunities lower down in the thing. It's like he's fine, but he's not the kind of coach that I think really buys us a lot of respectability at this point. He's just okay. And I think we have some pretty talented coaches lower in the system that could give our team a bit of a shot in the arm. So this is what it's looking like. We're going to have up to 3 new coaches. I can't do anything about Terry Bradshaw, even though I don't think he's that great. That's Mark Kotze's decision to make. And finish today. And then we'll take a look at the club, see how it's doing. And then we can go from there. Skeens, I'm not okay with this. Stop fucking sucking. Okay? Just don't. The breaks, I guess. Okay, Braden Egan is improving slowly. If I could just get a little bit more control out of you, my guy, I think you'd have a real chance to make the majors someday. Yeah, we really need to start investing in player development. I think that's been a real issue. Um... Why do you keep batting Tommy White so low in the lineup when he's clearly been our best hitter? I don't get it. Whatever. None of our team is hitting for average, and they all have the capability to hit at least a little bit for average, which I find very frustrating. Other than Tommy White and Max Muncy, everyone else is hitting not great. Peyton Green is certainly not setting the world on fire. Yeah. I don't know what it is about this team and our inability to hit, but I don't know what it is at this point. Like, I don't know how we can fix it. What I could do is I could force you to start Tommy White third in the lineup. I'm probably not going to do that, but yeah. Confidant is playing fairly well. He's doing alright. Max Clark is okay. The thing is, a lot of these guys are just okay. Maybe I do need a new hitting coach. You know what? Joey, thanks for your service. Get fucked. Who is our best hitting coach? Tom Glinelli is really, really good. Or Gianelli. Let's promote you. There. Francis Arias is going to skip over Kevin Guzmanoff. And, let's make Cooper Goldby the new hitting coach. And, oh, he won't, wait. Oh, he won't take the promotion because it's considered a downside move. I guess I'll just promote Vicente for now. Oh, he won't take that either. It's a lateral move. I keep saying it's a lateral move, but then I keep forgetting that I said it was a lateral move. Let's get Matt Young. Like, even guys that are supposed to be able to hit for contact are not hitting for contact. And he's supposed to be a contact guy, so yeah. The outfielder injury parade continues. I'm probably thinking about firing our team trainer, too. Alejandro Campos, you're in. Let's see what you can do. Is my team trainer, like, the worst? No, he's actually relatively fine. We just had bad luck this season, I guess. Okay, neat. You all thought I was mad for having 1,000 second baseman. Well, joke's on you now. I don't know what the deal is this season. It's a very weird kind of year. And I don't really know what's what right now. Who is Oakland's representative? Jared Jones. Is it? He's literally the only guy. Great. Do I not have anybody that's better than that? Like, I could have sworn... No, there's a lot of, like, average shit there. I mean, I guess Jeremiah Estrada could have gotten an all-star appearance, but we only get the one. And yeah. Braden Egan makes the prospect roster. Very cool, very cool. It might be time to admit the fact that we just don't have a very good team. And that there's nothing wrong with that, but yeah. For Bautista. Let's get some dudes, my dudes. I want all players. So there are, basically, according to my Sky Director, there are 4 top-tier players left. But what the... Oh, that's listed 81 players left. One is a reliever. We have 2 shortstops and a center fielder. I've got a bunch of money, so I shouldn't let a high price dissuade me. Chad Croft has elite power, good discipline, good contact, potentially. But I'm concerned about his weakness as a prospect. Specifically this. This is another one of these prospects where if his home run power is legit, he becomes a bona fide star in the league. If it doesn't, though, then he's going to be very marginal. He doesn't have a lot of secondary skills to back him up. Kevin Moss is, on the other hand, he's quite speedy. He's got some good middle infield chops. He didn't play at a good college, though, is my issue with him. But he does seem to have... He is fairly polished. He could be in the big leagues quite quickly. I don't really need another middle infielder, but maybe. Mike Sabals is a really good all-around hitter. But his position is maybe second or third. So, maybe not so much. Ramiro Liano is, quite frankly, an amazing pitcher who would instantly become one of the best relievers on my club. I know his control is kind of funky, but in a reliever, that's a little bit less important. I think he's our pick. I think we're going to take Mr. Ramiro here. Done. Okay. I don't think so. I don't think Jacob Kendall makes a ton of sense. His primary value is the fact he's already major league ready, but he's another second baseman. Chris Payton, I could get behind this. Ooh, Fragile. No, thank you. Jaime Verhaeghe? I have no idea how to say that name. You're not a great defender. This I kind of like. Good speed, pretty athletic, a nice, well-rounded offensive package. I think you're the pick. That's the guy, right? Yeah, let's take him. I will take Jacob Kendall. If I can get him that far under a slot. I'd much rather have Eric Mitchell. Eric Mitchell seems like he's got a much higher chance to be dynamic. I think he's a better fit. And I don't care if it says he's impossible. I have a lot of money to spend. So I will buy him if I have to. And I can still get Bisnet. So we'll get him too. Alright. Who has the highest contact left in the draft? Pretty much no one. There's no big power guys. Oh, sorry. Potential is what I was looking for. Eric Simons would be a really good fit. Like, he's a really talented hitter. Let's get him. Any big old thumpers left? Joe Cook is a reasonable thumper. But I like Gabe DeRossi slightly better. We'll grab him. Let's look for pitchers that have really good strikeout potential. Luis Herrera, you're in. Done. And we'll also grab Shamar Brasley. And then I think we can auto-complete the rest of the draft. I'm gonna let Lano start, or Yano maybe, start in the minors, but he's got a very clear path to the major leagues. He probably won't be there for very long. Let's sign to everybody besides Eric Mitchell, and then we can talk to Eric Mitchell. He wants more than $17 million. I will pay him $20 million because I have nothing better to do with my money this year. And we'll see how that works out for us. And let's advance up to the trading deadline now. Do I? I could just send him to the minors. Oh, you have a major league contract, do you? I don't really care about you. Let's get you traded. Let's see if somebody will give me something interesting for you. It ain't gonna take much. Because it doesn't really do it for me. No? Okay. I'm just gonna release him. I don't want him on the team anymore. And I don't think he's that good. So yeah. Oh no. Anyway. That's unfortunate. That's another... What is with the injuries this season? Like, they've really gotten out of hand. Alright, Braden Egan, you get called up to the bigs. Let's see what you can do. Let's see what you can accomplish. Alejandro Castro isn't bad. But Eduardo Perez sucks. There's very little to like about Eduardo Perez. And you're asking for a reasonably competent... This is basically like a fart noise. Oh, also I can't make it anymore. That's fun. What the fuck? Seriously. Hey, Ramiro, welcome to the big leagues already. Like, what the actual fuck is happening this season? Oh boy, Derek Curiel's back. That's our season saved. Go back to the minors, you miscreant. I don't think so. Like, Carson Kelly's actually a pretty decent player. There's a lot to like about him. But I'm not convinced he would fill a very big role on my team. But we'll see what happens once the trading deadline rolls around. No. Yeah, Michael Conforto doesn't really do it for me either. I don't need a defense-only catcher, thank you. I don't think so. I don't think this is a good move. Like, I'm basically trading catchers and also giving you a bunch of extra shit, so I think I reject that trade. I didn't propose a deal to the Dodgers. I can literally just claim him off of waivers. Why the fuck would I trade for him? If I really was desperate to have Stuart Fairchild him up, I'd just claim him off of waivers. Don't be stupid, game. Gavin Cross. No thanks. Stop trying to trade him to me. I can literally claim him off of waivers if I want him, which I don't. Okay. Finally, the trading deadline. Before we start it, what do we actually need? I mean, we need offense. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. We need a consistent hitter who actually gets to play high enough in the lineup for it to matter. I mean, surely somebody somewhere has to have hitters that are better than mine. That has to be a thing, right? I will trade Alex Watson at this point. He's too one-dimensional, and as much as I love his defense, he can't hit the ball. He can't. So okay, let's start the trading deadline day. Okay. Wait, it kicked me right out. That was weird. That was weird. I guess I'm not going to keep Alex Watson anyway. I guess it does make a little more sense to trade him. Nick Ahmed is only defense. Same with Tommy Edman. Nah, I got like Matt Chapman doesn't help us very much. Okay, but Ruiz would improve our team. That's a certainty because our offense at catcher is so terrible. I am not acquiring Andrew Vaughn just for the sake of the stretch run. What do I need from Mr. Ruiz here? Get fucked. What if I tossed you Alex Watson? No, you're asking for too much. Keibert Ruiz is not that good. What if I just shop Alex Watson and see what kind of deals are offered to me? I'm only being offered mediocre players at this point. Yeah, I don't think so. Okay. Initiate trade. What am I looking to accomplish here? We really... This is hard, guys. This is really hard because I can't figure out what we're doing wrong. I can't figure out why we don't have anybody that can hit. Like, we have players whose scouting ratings suggest to me they should be able to hit. Not a lot of them, but some. And that's not happening. For whatever reason, they're not hitting. Which is kind of a bummer. And so I'm not quite sure how we fix this. Other than just looking for elite offensive talents and building around them, but those people aren't being traded. I need to find somebody who wants to rebuild and offer them some prospects for an interesting major leaguer. That's, I think, our goal here. Because I'm not turning prospects into major league players by just letting them develop, which I'm apparently not doing. We need to fix it with the major, with trading prospects for major leaguers. I'm waiting for the day to end so I don't like get interrupted in the middle of it. Okay. I'm gonna reject this trade. I don't want Stuart Fairchild. Okay, seriously, I really don't want Stuart Fairchild. Stop making me offers for Stuart Fairchild. Holy hell. I don't want Michael Conforto because it doesn't really fit. And I definitely don't want Ahmed Rosario. I don't even know who has the money to take Shea McClanahan is the issue. Like, that's our biggest concern, is I don't think any team has enough money in their bank account to take him from us. Let's on a rebuilding team and see what you might have us to offer on your Major League roster. Hedbert Perez isn't terrible. I really need yet another second base, and none of you guys are all that enticing. So let's go on to the next rebuilding team, the White Sox. Okay, I'm not going to be able to get Brian Ramos. Plus, I just signed a third baseman, and he's also really expensive, so no thank you. I'm not going to bring in Trevor Story. That seems pretty silly to me. I really like Mike Neely. I think he's got a load of potential. I probably can't afford him, though, but we're going to try. Okay, this is actually not going to be as tricky as I thought it was going to be, which is great news. Let's add in one of our own prospects. Let's start by shopping prospects around. Oh wow, Arturo Aguayo is one of our better prospects. I mean, I think this is reasonable. Mike Neely is a really great all-around hitter, and I'm sure we'll find a place for him on the club. Let's send down Derek Fabian, and let's put Mike Neely on the roster. Mike Neely is a spark plug, and that's something that I think we've needed for a while now. Whether he plays DH, I don't care what position he plays. I think he's a good addition to the team. So that's going to help us a little bit, I think. I should trade Trent Grisham. I just don't know if anybody's going to want him, but we're going to try it. What if I shop you around, Mr. Trent Grisham? What can I get for you? Not much is the answer. Not freaking much. A guy like Caleb Ferguson wouldn't be a terrible choice. Upgrade our bullpen a bit, maybe. Triples will give me Harold Ramirez or literally anything else. Stop asking. Stop offering me Harold Ramirez. I'm not interested. I could ask for Ryan Jeffers. I wonder what that would get me. I get Ryan Jeffers incredibly cheaply, so let's go ahead and make this happen. I'm going to send Alex Watson to the minors. And let him maybe try to develop his offense a little bit more before we call him back up. And then... Oh, I'm full on the 38-man roster. Okay. Let's get rid of Felix Castro. And there we go. Let me do positional rankings. Somebody's got to be desperate for a center fielder, right? I just got to find that team. The Red Sox are 22nd. The White Sox are 27th. Okay, let's talk to the White Sox then. I could ask for Arturo Aguayo. I hear that guy's pretty good. Just for the lulz, I want to see if that would work. I didn't think it would. I mean, the name is incredible. I would do this. I don't want it that badly, though. Anthony Miller is reasonably competent. So let's throw in Nate Traeger. And complete the trade. That then leaves a spot on the 40-man for another outfielder, and we'll call up Curiel for now. Yeah, I think this is fine. I don't really see... And also I feel like obligated to trade right now. And there we go. Neely is going to be really interesting. if Neely can turn out the way that I think he can, I think he's going to offer us a real shot in the arm in the lineup. So let's go ahead and do this. You're doing what I hoped you would do, which is letting Neely DH. That's kind of the goal that I had there. So yeah, let's go ahead now and advance time a bit. And let's see if that ended up being the right move. Who's the top rookie of the month? It's Braden Egan. Okay. Alright. Love to see it. Abreu, I say so long as it's 30, go fuck yourself. Your constant whining and complaining is not going to get you what you want. You could try maybe playing baseball better. That's the kind of thing that really looks good to a manager. Oh, we get Confidant back, which is wonderful news. So we're going to go ahead and send down probably Carlos Jorge. And call Confidant back up. Look, we're still not scoring runs. That's the issue, and I still can't figure out how to fix that. Because it looks like the issue is the players. It looks like there's something else happening that's making it harder for us to score runs. Okay, so we get Jackson Merrill back. I kind of like to keep Brady House, but he's also playing quite poorly. So maybe I will bring him back. Good. Now I can stop hearing you bitch. Welcome aboard, Mario. I don't know what is with this season, guys. I genuinely don't understand how every single player just keeps getting catastrophically injured. I feel like there's some secret setting the game is using to fuck with me, and I don't appreciate it. Don't I have any relievers on the list, maybe? No, all my good relievers are in the majors. I guess Jonathan Lowe, we can call him up. Let's go ahead and bring some people back. Oh, Connor Bennett's actually a reasonably good catcher too, if I decided I wanted to move on from Watson. Let's call up Tebow. But you could try to pitch Cam Caminiti. That's really hurting him. It's hurting his development, I think. Maybe it's not. Maybe his shitty hitting is what's hurting it. Okay. I can think of any bits I'm really desperate to call up. So I think we'll just kind of let this go for now. Maybe Joe Mack, but also probably not. I think we need to trade Alex Watson in the offseason. I kind of think we have to. I don't think we're making the playoffs this season. I might very well get fired. But if that's the case, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, what I found so frustrating about this particular season is I don't know why we're not hitting. Like, I can't figure it out. It seems like as a club, they all decided, you know what would be a great idea if we didn't hit baseballs. Like, the offensive talent on this team is good enough that this shouldn't be happening. I'm not saying that everyone needs to hit 50 home runs a year, but they should be hitting. And yes, I get it. My ballpark suppresses average offense slightly. Not to this degree. I shouldn't have one of the worst offenses in the American League. At a minimum, this is middle of the pack. But that just hasn't happened this season for whatever reason. For whatever reason, collectively, the team decided that offense was optional this year. I mean, I'll take Shapucky back. He's, oh, really? Yeah, fine. I said fine. Oh, the 40-man is full. Okay. I'll just wait for Nate Stahl. Who cares about him? There we go. No hitter is fun. That's nice. Yeah, I got plenty of people with good batting eye, plenty of people hit for average, plenty of people hit for power. It's just they're not hitting as a group. So something's gonna have to give. Assuming I don't get fired. That is a highly, highly likely scenario here, is that I just get fired and then we find a new team. Great. I love that everyone's coming back now that the playoffs are not going to happen. Like, I very, very strongly disagree with the idea that we're likely to see a thing happening here. I'm already eliminated from the playoffs, by the way. Oh, wow. Scoring 14 runs against the Rockies when the season's already basically over. That's going to help my confidence. Alex Watson hit for the cycle. He's really enjoyed his time in AAA. That's nice. We're just going to go to the end of the season. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to make the playoffs. So, yeah. Good luck to the other teams, I suppose. Okay. See, there's something else I need to start doing. So let's real quick, like, come over to here. And let's start scouting people. Yes. Okay, neat. Yay! I don't give a shit. Oh my god. Designated him for assignment long enough for the playoffs to be over. And then I'll just opt out of his team option. And then I won't have to worry about him anymore. I think I have to put him on the 40-man long enough to decline his option, or I'm on the hook for his entire salary. So we're gonna real quick like find ourselves somebody on the 40-man who's not so great. Probably Luis Ravelo is the kind of guy. He's gonna get tagged. I can't stop that. Someone's probably gonna claim him. But that's how it is sometimes. Because now I can advance a day and then I can just opt out of his option and not worry about him anymore. I mean, I should do better. This was a pretty gross season, and yeah. So what did go well this season? Well, Peyton Green is at least honoring his contract and turned in a pretty good year. The thing is, if we're going to be a successful team, this can't be the best season I have. My very best offensive player cannot only be earning us 3 wins above replacement. That's not sustainable. And I still think there's more to him. I think we're going to have a real good time of it, but that's one issue. Max Clark had a pretty good season too. He certainly demonstrated he can stick in center field. He just didn't hit like the rest of the fucking club. Ariel Almonte got a lot more reps than I thought he would. He actually turned out to be an okay hitter this season. With some nice base running. He was a very nice find here. Max Muncy had an okay season. Alejandro Campos had a pretty nice season too. Tommy White was good. Confidant was fine. You're hearing a lot of fine, good, okay. That's the best I can offer you. Because the lineup just didn't hit. I don't know how many other ways I can say the fact that the people that needed to hit didn't hit. And it isn't obvious to me why they didn't hit. Okay, one thing is very painfully obvious. We all like our strikeouts here in Oakland, apparently. This is kind of gross. But, like, as a team, we struck out at prodigious rates. So that's something we're definitely going to have to work on. That's probably a big part of our issue, is we're just striking the fuck out too often. Like, even the allegedly good hitters, they strike out so often when you don't put the ball in play, which means good things don't have a chance to happen. Do everyone know what the strikeout percentage of the team is? I don't think that I do, but I'm going to look anyway. Okay, here's our issue. We can't have a team strike out in more than 20% of their plate appearances. This is really bad. This almost strikes me as a glitch, maybe? Like, I don't know if this is just... Like, maybe the answer to this question is the simulation did some freaky shit. Because we don't have that many strikeout-prone hitters. If we look at our batting ratings, I've got a couple people who should not be striking out. Like, Max Neely's void case is 55, and yet he struck out. I guess he didn't strike out that often. Is that our issue? We have too many people that are just strikeout people? Maybe. Tommy White's really bad at that. Maybe that's our problem. I need to start finding some hitters that don't strike out very much. And maybe that's the issue? It feels kind of weird to me, though. Like, someone with an average strikeout risk, like Peyton Green, should be striking out like 30% of the time. That's too much. Or 25% of the time in his case. Yeah. I don't know what the answer is here. The pitching was quite good. You turned Andrew Painter into a fucking reliever at some point. I don't know why you did that. I wish you hadn't. But he wasn't terrible, I guess. Yeah. Our pitching staff is fine. We got some decent seasons out of some interesting pitchers, but... yeah. We can't hit. And that's got to be something that has to get fixed if we're ever going to actually compete for championships. So instantly, fuck off. Oh, my hitting coach just retired, so we're going to need to get a new hitting coach. Okay, we're going to go out shit in the offseason. We're going to figure out what to do about coaches and arbitration and everything else. But I really do welcome your thoughts, friends, on why, as a team, we didn't hit. I'll tell you what I think the answer is, besides the ridiculous numbers of strikeouts. It's probably the scouting system. Let me check one really quick option here to make sure it's set correctly. No, that's correct. That's not what I'm looking for, though. Okay, this is the one that I actually wanted. I think this is the issue. I truly think this is the issue. That we probably have a bunch of players that are actually like 65s, but they look better than they are. Maybe? I mean, the far bigger issue is the lack of player development. So I'm going to step that up right the fuck now before I forget about it. And this is the other issue, right? The other issue is that our budget doesn't allow for us to... And this isn't commissioner mode. This is the problem here. As long as the owner thinks we're going to make a loss, he's not going to let us spend that much money. I mean, a big part of this issue is John Fisher. We need him dead. But unfortunately, I can't hire out a hit squad to take care of that. Yeah. Okay, you're just kind of salty. That's fair. So I'm just going to do some minor league systems while I just do some cogitating. Some thinking. Yeah, we'll do this stuff next episode. I just think it's more interesting to see it next episode than it is for me to try to do it now. But yeah, we are not a good offensive team, and I don't know how to fix it. Like, Eric Petone is getting way too many at-bats for what he actually brings to the table. But it's so weird because last season he hit over 300. Which makes it challenging to actually evaluate these guys. Like, what's their true level of talent? Is a full season of Mike Neely going to help? Maybe. He's a really good on-base guy, and that's something that I think we could use. But, I mean, even when he got to Oakland, look at this bullshit. He instantly, his batting average just evaporates. There's something happening, whether it's the sim, whether it's something about my team, where batting averages die when you come to Oakland. So hopefully some better coaching might make some adjustments there. Our defense is really bad this season, too. How bad was it? Have I overcorrected in the name of offense? Offense that I didn't get. Oof. But Tony basically cost us a win in the field by playing shortstop. Not great. Not great at all. Yeah, but Tony needs to not be shortstop. But Tony might need to not be in Oakland A anymore. Unless I'm going to put him at third, which I'm not going to do because Peyton Green's the one player that actually seems to be somewhat competent at his position. I think maybe we think about trading Mr. Petoni and trying to get us get somebody to overpay for what he might be instead of what he actually is. Yeah, he had 33 home runs in the Pacific Coast League. Everyone hits fucking 30 home runs in the Pacific Coast League. Max Clark wasn't the issue, though, so that's one successful experiment. How did you play in 167 games? What? How? What? Huh? Oh, is it adding... Did they, like, change him for his positions? I bet he started at one position and moved to another. That's probably what happened. Okay. Yeah, so a lot of work to be done next season. We need to figure out a way to make the offense more reliable. We need to figure out a way to fix our defensive issues, probably by getting rid of Petoni, and see what happens from there. But yeah, share your thoughts in the comments down below. If you think it's just a weird glitch here, which I'm kind of inclined to think it is. If we look at... Oh, really? BABIP isn't on the screen? Is it on batting stats 1? No. I would like to see BABIP. You know what we're going to do instead? No. We're going to improve batting stats 1 and add more shit in here. So first thing I want, very badly, is I do want... Oh, BABIP is on the screen. I just didn't see it. Okay. But I do want... I want pitches or plate appearance. I want WRC plus because that includes defense. That's always a good thing to have. Let's also get some of these base running metrics on here too. I don't need caught stealing as long as I have stolen base percentage. I can just do the math. Is there anything I don't care about? I don't really care about RBI. I do care about walk and strikeout percentage though. Quite badly. I like having extra base hits. I think... Oh, WOBA. That's a good one that only measures offense. And here we go. And we're just going to save this right now. Save as global. Done. We don't see very many pitches, do we, as a team, other than Cal Rally. We're a very aggressive team, and we maybe need to cool that off. Here's what I wanted to look at here, BABIP. No, actually, the BABIP is quite reasonable. We're striking out too much. Huh. So this tells you that these players are all league average or better in weighted runs created, and then there's a couple that are right below it. And then Jackson Merrill is whatever. Max Clark was really good at base running, so he's added a ton of value just because he's really good on the base paths. Which makes sense. 28 steals versus only 8 caught stealing is pretty solid. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. As always, your viewership is appreciated, and I also appreciate your comments and feedback. Let me know if you've had this experience too, where every player just decides that they want to hack at everything, and what we could do about that. Maybe that's a Mark Kotze issue. Maybe a new hitting coach will help fix that. I don't know. But we need to do something. Get walk rates up and strikeout rates down if we're going to be a good team going forward. Until next time, my friends, thank you very much for watching. This has been Guardian, and I bid you good day.